Aloha mai kako, and welcome to the Music Within, our very first podcast focused on dignity, beauty, and truth. Speaking of beauty, we're here in the beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii at Holy Family Life Office. I am Maile Ayu Domingo with Hamaui Local Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit whose vision is to uphold human dignity and build a culture of family. Since 2007, we have been hosting classes about the dignity of our sexuality. It's been amazing. And so I'm excited about this podcast because I know it's going to help equip all of you listening to us today. Uphold your personal dignity, expand beauty in your life, and receive the truth. Let's face it, there are times in life when it does not feel dignified. It is not beautiful, and there is no clarity of truth anywhere in our world. But the music within this podcast will nourish you as we speak of the beauty of your dignity through truth.
Hi, Maile. My name is Jimena Suarez. I'm from Ecuador, but I'm currently living here in Hawaii. I moved here last year, and I'm part of an organization called Ama la Vida. We started in Mexico in 2017, in Puebla, Mexico, and we protect the life of the unborn and his surrounding, his family, and to do that, in order to do this, we give conferences. We also had a radio program, something similar as this podcast, and we broadcast live and family events. Sometimes we also support pregnant women under vulnerable conditions. And currently we are starting to offer a natural family method called the Creighton Model System. And all of this to protect the life of the unborn and family. So I am very happy also to share this podcast with you. And we are going, besides what you said, we also are going to invite guests to each of these podcasts, and because we share our vision with many other organizations, other people, and we want to offer all of these organizations a platform where they can share their ministry. And we all can grow together. We can learn about these different organizations, and we also can support each other because we are stronger if we are together. So if you're listening right now and you think that maybe your business or your ministry upholds human dignity, beauty, or truth, then you can call us, and we are going to be very happy to have you as our guest here.
Yes, absolutely. We just really want to create community here and learn about how you guys uphold human dignity.
Yes. So at the beginning of our podcast, we always want to share some news about life or family. And today we wanted to share about, well, I know that last year we had a lot of going on politics, and something that recently happened that we should all be concerned is that big techs are threatening our democracy and freedom of speech, as you know, and no matter on which side of the political aisle you are, but this is just something that is a reality. So there are there's this live petitions online, so we're gonna add the link here in our podcast, so you can check this petition if you would like to ask this big tech to protect our First Amendment right, our freedom of speech. And there is even the initiative that to change from platforms, so there are alternatives. So we just wanted you to reflect on this. Like, I don't think I'm ready to change completely, but I'm starting it to consider, just to think about this, that for me, my freedom and my personal information, I like it to keep it personal. And some of these platforms, they are threatening this. So just think about this, and there are other options. And here in this link, you can read the article and you can read the other options of alternatives.
Thank you so much, Jimena. We want to protect all of your amendment rights and the Bill of Rights that are squarely your privilege for being an American. And so, yeah, let us know how you feel about those things going on in the world. I think the founders, as they wrote our Constitution, I do believe that they wanted to uphold human dignity, and they were able to articulate that on paper. And so it's really up to us to be educated about what's written in our Constitution and the Bill of Rights to uphold our personal dignity.
Yes. So today, our first show is about fertility appreciation, a biology mindset. So, and my guest in this show is also my co-host of the podcast, which is Maile. And we thought that it would be great just to start the podcast sharing our work first, right? So, Maile, can you share about your fertility appreciation classes? What are they about?
Yeah, our fertility appreciation classes are 3 classes, actually, intended for young ladies. And I would say anyone who is just about to start their menses or has already started, those are the girls that we want to talk to. And up into the teenage years and even our young adults, because I think sometimes we just don't take time to talk about our bodies. And so in our fertility awareness class, we approach 2 different things. And the first is the biology, right? We teach our young ladies to observe the physiological signs that's communicating to them their season of fertility. And along with that are things that we experience as women, our emotional vulnerabilities, the ups and downs of our hormonal levels, and even our nutritional needs and how it can help us address our biological needs. The second thing that we address and equip our young ladies with is what we call a theology of the body mindset. And it's giving our ladies a mindset to seek out wisdom, to gather information, and to learn about their created design as women. And then when we have that information, we can make intentional choices about being healthy, about having an optimal, physical life. And I don't know about you ladies, but how many of you are just kind of going through life and you're doing all these responsibilities, but you've forgotten about your body? And so if that's you, I can't tell you how many rooms of 100 women I've sat into and I've asked, how many of you guys know when you ovulate? Not even 20% raise their hands. And it's okay, ladies, if we want to be empowered, let's know ourselves. And once we are equipped with this kind of wisdom, biological knowledge, then, we can be proactive about our health choices and our fertility choices, our relationship choices. And I think that's very empowering.
Wow, that's great. So when you teach your classes, what kind of besides these 2 mindsets, what are the subjects you will cover with the girls?
Some of the things that we get to cover, which actually is really fun, is just giving them language. Because, I think whether you're a boy or a girl, you're experiencing things through your body. And sometimes you're experiencing them, but you haven't quite developed language to express it. And so this class equips our girls with language to express what they're going through and maybe what their needs are. The other thing that we do is we chart out the signs of the body. and we teach them tools for decoding those signs, because the body has a language and it's up to us to learn that language.
Okay.
Um,
Do you offer something else for the girls?
yeah, I think we definitely offer other things. Let's face it, boys, we all see the girls having their moment, and usually we call it drama. But it's really their emotional response that's synced with their hormonal pattern. And that hormonal pattern is affected by all kinds of things like sleep, relationships, diet, even light, believe it or not. And sometimes those emotional experiences can be kind of a roller coaster. But when we give language to it, we help the girls decode what's happening, we equip them with choices to address those needs, then there's a little bit more stability in their day-to-day life. And we help them, just have tools to deal with events, relationships, and of course, boys.
Okay. And for your experience, what are the benefits you have seen on the girls? What ideas come to your mind when you think of the girls that have received these classes?
It's really funny because, they come in here basically terrified. Probably their mother forced them to come to the class or something, right? And, well, the younger ones anyway. They're still getting used to the idea that they're a woman. And also we have our young adult women, some who may be thinking about getting married, some who've already birthed children but are still kind of figuring out what this body is that they have. The biggest common benefit I see is that they feel empowered as women. There's simple solutions to understanding their body, and just having a safe environment for them to talk about it in, to give them language to decode their body and communicate their personal needs to maybe their mom or their dad, or whoever might go buy vitamins or buy vegetables for them, or maybe avoid certain kind of foods, because our body is affected by what we put in our mouths. Ladies, we have solutions, nutritional solutions to cramps, to irregular cycles, to headaches, to feeling awful. I know that I don't like to feel awful. I mean, I want to get up and I want to feel like I can face the day. If you're in school, study, be around people, face the stresses of having tests, or being on a sports team, or waking up early, or whatever it is, as a girl, as a young lady. The other thing that I've noticed is that they benefit most especially from the healing art of diet choices. And I think people are so surprised that we make these simple changes and all of a sudden we're feeling amazing. Tools for dealing with diet, tools for dealing with their thoughts and feelings. And also I think there's an equilibrium that comes with our thoughts and feelings as women once we stabilize our nutritional intake and our diet choices. I think that's one of the biggest surprises that our girls have experienced.
Wow, that sounds. I think like this kind of programs, we're lacking this kind of offers in our society, and but they can really benefit and improve life quality for girls.
Yeah.
For what I'm learning right now. So can you tell us how long each class lasts, and how often do you offer these classes, and where we can have access to them if somebody's listening and wants to join?
Yeah. Well, currently, Hamaui Local Foundation is offering these fertility appreciation classes, and we offer it in our own little nook home here, and we invite anyone out there to gather a group of 6 or more ladies, maybe like-minded, like age, so that we can begin to equip them. And it's really just 3 classes long. Each class is 1.5 hours about for teaching, discussion, fellowship, and we set them 1 month apart. And I think, well, I was going to say the obvious thing, but I'll just ask the question. Do you guys know why we would set those fertility awareness classes 1 month apart?
I'm guessing because if they are going to learn how to chart their cycle, then the second class they are going to bring something, or they are going to say, "Oh, I learned when I was ovulating," or "That was cool," or "I'm completely lost in my cycle because I'm not ovulating," or something like that. So you kind of like give them a frame of time, right?
Yeah. It's in that 1 month of time that we allow the ladies to document the observation of their body, different signs, which I won't cover here. It's a secret. You guys got to come to the class to find out.
Okay. And each class, how long each class lasts?
1.5 hours.
1.5 hours. Okay. And do you have a class starting soon?
Yes, our next classes are going to be available February 12th and also February 23rd, 5:00 p.m. And by the way, if you guys are COVID conscious, we can also do the classes over Zoom. Just go to hamauiloco.org and register for the fertility awareness classes, and let us know what your preferences are.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I think like the space here in your office is so nice and warm, and I think it's just like this is the kind of place for the girls to just to have this class, because I think it's kind of like private information, and I think like this is just like the right environment. So I really encourage, if you're like a mom and you're thinking, oh, maybe this is good for my daughter, or like you're thinking, oh, this would be cool with my friends to join, it would be great. And also like you can be on Zoom, join in Zoom, and also you can get a lot out of this, and it's just an advantage. I think it would be a privilege because not many girls have access to this. So hopefully many of you take advantage of this. So also, if you want to share more about Maile's work and our organization, Hamauiloco, there is a lot more that they offer. This is just like the first things that she's sharing with us, but you can go to her website at www.hamauiloco.org or visit her YouTube channel. I've seen some of her videos, and they are very interesting too, related to this topic and more about relationships and theology of the body. And also, we invite you to share this podcast with someone you think would be interested, and we really benefit of you sharing this and just spread the word of our new podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Hime. It's been a real delight to get to know you these first couple of weeks. By the way, Hime and I don't really know each other. We just like met, and this whole thing just came together. It's like, okay, Lord, let's go. But our next podcast, I'm proud to announce that we get to connect with Jimena Suarez, my co-host here, about Ama la Vida. And she's going to be sharing about that on our podcast, which will be airing 2 weeks from today. So looking forward to talking story with you guys, and we hope that you've been equipped a little bit by joining us today.
Yes, and well, yes, as part of Ama la Vida, I'm going to share also like the first thing that I would like to share of Ama la Vida that I'm starting here in Hawaii is about the Creighton model system. So it's also very related to Maile's work. It's about charting your fertility cycle, and we offer offer help for women to take care of their gynecological health, or for married couples to avoid pregnancy or to achieve pregnancy. So there's a lot more on that, but I'm very happy to share about that in the future.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so see you next week, and please share our podcast. And it's been very nice to be here with you, Maile. Thank you.
Thanks, Jimena Suarez, everyone. My co-host. I am Maile Ayu Domingo, and we're closing out for the first session of the Music Within. Aloha.